everybody, this is Cody with Timberline Inspections. Want to bring you a quick video today. Want to talk a little bit about water shutoffs. Recently done some property inspections, different type of things, and sometimes the water is turned off to the property and you have to get it turned on. There's a couple little hints and things that I just want to mention for anyone who may be dealing with this kind of thing. First off, this is your main water cutoff. Usually the box, the meter, and everything contained within is actually property of whatever municipality, whatever city you live in. If things go wrong with this, usually it's the city that repairs it. So that's a good bit of information to have. Remember that repairs here are usually not something that you have to take the financial burden on, but you do have to notify the local water board. As you see at the bottom there, that is the main cutoff. Right now it's in line, which means water is allowed to flow through. And when you are cutting it off, there's actually a specialty tool called a T-tool. Sometimes they're difficult to turn unless you have a large wrench. You would turn it clockwise, and then it would be this direction, and that's how you know it's off. This happens to be, this is on my house. It's actually 100 years old, and they found out there were some particulars with the routing of the water. There was actually water supplied that wasn't being fed through a meter, as something that was overlooked. Like I said, the house is very old. So this is what the newest meters for any municipality that's up to date would look like. It's a digital readout. The company no longer has to come out and read the meter. They can actually do it from, I'm assuming they have an app or some program that's linked to it. This is what the new meters look like. And a couple pointers. If you are going to a property and the water has been turned off and you are turning it on yourself, usually the municipality would do this, but real estate transactions being what they are, sometimes that's not the case. If you have to turn this meter on yourself, one important thing to look for: if you turn it on and you know the house is vacant or there's no one inside, and upon turning it on, the numbers are ticking away, that means that water is flowing, being measured, which either means that when someone viewed the house, they left the faucet on somewhere, or there's a leak. So that's one thing to look for once you turn it on. One other thing to note is newer properties can actually have several water cutoffs. Like I said, this one is the main cutoff. It belongs to the city. But you can have an interior cutoff within the structure, which is good to have, so you can cut off supply to the house if you're doing repair work without cutting it off at the street. One other thing I want to mention about these boxes: every now and again you do have to go in them. We check them. We see if they're flooded. We see if there's any issues, if the meter itself is ticking away. But one thing to keep in mind is these are sometimes home to critters. Thankfully, this is not a scary critter, but I'm actually sharing my meter box with a rather large frog. And I believe that's about it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Cody McCandless with Timberline Inspections.